What's up, y'all? It's 6 o'clock. Chad's running a little late to the show today, but he will be here. Welcome to the Cody Live podcast, where you come to get informed from other artists in the area, from other artists maybe not in your area, about things that they're doing that you may not be doing, and some notes you could take from them also. We're all open ears here. There's no right or wrong answers to any of these questions. Yeah, so far all the topics have been cool. We did tour promotion last week. This week we've been focused on artist promotion. And today we got a really cool panel. A couple of new guys added to the panel. Actually, no, Brody, I think, is the only one that's new on this one. We're going to get some intake, and we haven't heard TJaks' side of the music promotion either, and I'm really interested. So we're gonna start this out. We're doing things a little bit different here. If you can't tell, we're upgrading. I finally decided to get serious and get a freaking premium, and here we are. So first up to the table is a friend of the show. He was on for show promotion. I think part 1 and part 2. Let's bring TJaks to the show. TJaks, what is up?
Hey, I just left this from seeing Jackass Forever, bro. It's the funniest shit ever.
Is it really?
Oh my god, bro, it's fucking insane.
My uncle was telling me it was pretty damn good. Introduce yourself real quick, though. Tell the people who you are, how long you've been in it. And...
TJaks, with Jax Promotions and Booking. On and off since about 2014, 2015. And going pretty hard in the paint right now, as you see. Yeah. We actually, we're working on something for you, too. So, you know.
Ah, shit. Let the cat out the bag.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Fuck it, might as well. Hey, if you guys lose me for a minute, it's either because I'm on my girl's Wi-Fi and my phone's off right now. So
okay,
yeah,
that's fine.
I'll jump right back on. I got the link.
Okay, that's fine. We'll get. Oh, Jinxxx left us. He's probably having connection issues. But we got our next guest. He's new to the panel. I don't think he hasn't been on one yet. It's the official DJ, formerly Highs, and myself. I still consider him my official DJ, even though he hates me. Here's DJ Brody. Welcome him to the show. DJ Brody, introduce yourself. Tell the people what you're about. How long you been in it?
Real quick.
Can't hear you.
I don't think. Yeah, his audio ain't on.
Your mic's muted. Just go to your picture and click on the mic, and it should.
Oh, what'd you do?
Can't hear you. Apparently, DJ Brody don't have a fucking voice today.
You guys are frozen. You guys are all like.
I still can't hear you, Brody. I don't know what's going on.
Shit happens. Technical difficulties. DJ's worst enemy.
We'll come back to you, Brody. We'll let you introduce yourself and shit. Once you get a voice, you got to find your voice, man. You got to find your voice. Oh, look who decided to show up.
Hi. What's up?
Oh, shit.
Well,
by the way.
When you got a 7-month-old, you run on their time.
Amen to that. I know that feeling all too well. I don't think he needs no introduction. He's been here since the beginning of the Cody podcast. DJ The How, welcome to the show. A little bit late, but we'll accept it this time because you're old.
Thanks, fucker.
Brody, you got that worked out yet?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right, now that we can hear you, tell people who you are, what you're about, how long you've been doing it.
Well, first let me explain myself. You couldn't hear me because I have my audio interface up here, and it was thinking that the mic was hooked up to that, and I had to switch it to the laptop's mic. So, hello everybody, I'm DJ Brody. I've been DJing for over 10 years now. Started when I was 14 in 2011, and I met Cody. What year did I meet you? I don't even remember.
I've
been
done
2
a lot
years.
of drugs. I have drank a lot since then. And my chronological order is way the fuck off. So
Just know that me and this guy go back, and we give each other hell, and it's always fun.
yeah, I agree with that. Jinxxx keeps popping in and out. I think he's having connection issues, so if need be, we'll come back to him. We're gonna get in. You guys know, if you guys have watched the show, we always get a panel around of experienced artists, DJs, promoters, anybody to do with music. We actually got a photographer and videographer going to be on next weekend's. Oh shit! Next weekend's broadcast. But all right, we'll get started. TJaks, you faded out on us, bro.
He's gone.
There he is. There he is. So we'll get started off with the first question. And watch these updates on the screen. I was really proud of myself when I seen this shit. We'll start off.
Bottom down there.
What's up?
I'm gonna be home in like 10 minutes. I will jump right back on in 10 minutes. All right.
Okay, that's cool.
I'll be right back on, fellas.
Okay, sounds
All
good.
right, grab me a burger while you're at it.
Alrighty, we're gonna have we'll give it to Brody on this one. Let's add Jinxxx to the broadcast. Jinxxx, can you hear us? Jinxxx.
Have you ever had one of these where there's not a single issue and everyone's logged in and their mics work and everything? Or is
Couple of them,
yeah.
but there. I mean, we always have like some type of issue, at least one connection
I mean,
issue.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, one sec. Let's remove him real quick. Jinxxx, can you hear us? I think he's really in the shower. All right, we're just going to get to the first question. If Jinxxx pops up, we'll let him introduce himself and stuff. This one's for you, Brody. What are the biggest struggles of modern-day music marketing in your mind? Whether that be a DJ, promoting an event. I mean, you could speak on that behalf also. What do you find to be the biggest struggle these days in the modern-day music market?
I'd say the first thing that comes to my mind is an oversaturated market. You know, everybody and their brother is making music these days, and it's so easy to make music, but that's where the promotion comes in. That's the hard part, standing out from all the other people making their music.
Absolutely.
So it's definitely, you have to really, really put in the work to you know.
And on part one of the show, we had 6-Digit in here, who's pretty well respected around the area. And he was kind of saying, you know, back when he first started 20-something years ago, it wasn't to where you can just go out, pick up a mic, and I'm a rapper today. You know, you couldn't get the $50 mic at Walmart and start pushing shit out. It was more you had to get to the studio, pay $40, $50 an hour, and that's cheap. What about you, Chad? What's your thoughts?
My thoughts. I mean, to elaborate on the last episode we did, is, you know, it's extremely hard. I mean, it doesn't matter, like, you know, how much money you have, and it really doesn't matter anymore what kind of talent you have. I mean, anybody. I think it's more luck now and relying on all the algorithms, and I'm probably already leading into a few questions down the line, but like I think more it's about today. It's more about really learning the platforms and how they work, and actually doing the research behind the platforms.
Yeah.
To really understand what they are after, like what is Instagram after, what is Facebook after, what is TikTok after, or any of them really, and really understanding the background workings of those software. Because once you have that figured out, I think it's going to be a hell of a lot easier to get to your audience.
Right. I feel and the algorithm, it kind of stinks, like we talked about, like compared to old school, handing out flyers and stuff. Figuring out that algorithm is hard as fuck.
Yeah. Well, and they change like constantly.
Yeah, it's ever changing.
You know, because nobody, like any of these platforms, they're all competing for the same crowd, really.
Right.
And so how do you get them to stay and use like Instagram over Facebook or over TikTok? You know, it's kind of like what we were talking about way earlier before anybody joined, is like the reels.
Right.
And now TikTok was huge on reels. Now everybody else has it.
Right. Right.
So
you see it on IG and Facebook stories.
Yeah.
It just seems like they kind of spread ideas to each other and kind of steal it.
Yep.
All right, that kind of leads us into the next question tonight. Hopefully Jinxxx and TJaks get logged back on. I don't know where Gunn's at. I know he was having trouble getting the app earlier. If anything, we'll get him on another one if he can't make it. Next question of the night. What social media platform do you think is most effective when it comes to promoting yourself or your events?
Dude, holy smokes, you can see that shit on the screen what the question is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
Cody,
that's $20.
That's
Right
kind of
there.
hard to say because it depends on what your goals are as an artist, where it's what you want to focus on. I don't think there's one specific platform that's the end all. So if you're focused on, making music videos, which a lot of artists should focus on right out the gate, then I'd say YouTube is probably the number one, or even TikTok for having shorts of your video.
Personally, what's worked best for you as a DJ promoting events? What social media platforms work the best?
So for when I was throwing all the parties, Snapchat was my go-to, and I built up quite a following on Snapchat by doing that, because people would see the flyer and they'd share it, and a lot of times I'd have my Snapchat logo right on the flyer, so people would follow me just off the flyer. Right. So that was a big one for events for me.
Hey, that's actually one platform that we really haven't talked about at all during any of the episodes.
It's they're kind of screwing themselves right now because they're deleting everyone's accounts for violations. So they really cracked down on it. So it's going to be interesting to see how that affects the overall.
See, one thing I found effective with like Snapchat and my shows coming up and stuff, it feels like kind of like what's not acceptable on Facebook. Like when you message people about shows on Facebook, they probably get 25 million of them, a year. So a lot of the people don't pay attention. Where on Snapchat, it kind of goes back to the MySpace days. It's more acceptable than hitting somebody up with a DM on Facebook or Instagram. I don't know. It just seems like it's deemed that way. Like people don't take offense to it. People don't say, stop doing that. They more so talk to you more on Snapchat about it, which I've kind of thought about it. I've always had Facebook, but and Twitter. Twitter's been decent. How about you, Chad? What you find most effective as far as social media platform?
To reach people, I mean, like the ones that I really care about, I find on Facebook. The ones that are the most interactive are on Facebook, and that's where I also get a lot of my wedding clients. Because like during the summertime, I do a lot of weddings. Right. So a lot of it comes from like wedding groups and whatnot that you have easy access to on Facebook. But like for my personal music and promoting shows, I would have to say it's a combination of all of them.
Yeah.
Because each platform, it's going to reach a different person or a different audience. I can post the same picture on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Reverb Nation, and whatever platform we use, a different person, even though they all follow me or whatever on Facebook. Right. The one person might see it on Instagram, the next one might see it on Reverb Nation, the next one might see it on TikTok, and none of them, well, not one person will say the same thing across all platforms.
Right. Right. I miss MySpace. We talked about that last time too. I miss MySpace a lot.
I never had a MySpace. I'm too young.
Oh, you shut the fuck up,
man.
I remember vaguely seeing people on it when I'd go to the library, but I was just there to play RuneScape. I didn't care about social media back then.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh
shit,
no.
I remember when Facebook first started and you had to be a college kid just to even log in.
Really?
Shit, I don't even remember that.
Yeah. I'm old.
I remember fucking MySpace was it though. It was like you could post on somebody's wall, and it was at the beginning where the game wasn't so saturated. MySpace made things the way they are for the most part. That's kind of what sucks. Like it's just like you said, so freaking saturated. There's so many different artists out there, and I mean, I'm not down on anybody new starting. It's a good thing, but there's just so many, and it's hard to stand out. On MySpace, it was like you could post your show flyer on somebody's wall, and it was acceptable. They didn't care. Nowadays, you send a show flyer through a DM, and some people snap at you. And I'm like, dude, I'm just inviting you for a good time.
Yep.
It's crazy. It's crazy how it's evolved, I guess. Which kind of brings up the next question. TJaks should be in here in a minute. He just messaged me. He said he was like 8 minutes out, like 5 minutes ago. So anytime he should be showing up. Jinxxx, I don't know. Are you having technical difficulties? You can message me if you want. Can you guys see Jinxxx or hear him?
No, all I see is a black screen with a circle in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but like it's trying to connect, but
Okay.
it's not connecting.
If you, oh shit. Damn, I didn't realize there was a private chat on this motherfucker and you guys are talking in it.
I'm not. I'm in full screen. Hold on. What did I miss?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I guess that topic kind of brings up the question. We had this last time, and like Six, he was like totally old school about it. And I guess Brody, you're kind of part of like the middle of our generations. Like you're not the young.
Yeah.
You're not, like, you know what I'm saying? You're not old.
I like to refer to myself as a hybrid because I'm like the year past being, or the year before. I'm somewhere between a millennial and a Gen Z. Like I can relate to both.
Right.
And it's a pretty interesting concept if you think about it.
Yeah. Well, this question will be good for you because I think you've seen kind of the ass end of the real big flyer days and stuff. Old school marketing versus new school marketing. What do you think is more effective, even these days? Do you think it's better to hit somebody with a flyer or hit them up on social media, hit them up on Snapchat? What do you think is actually more effective? What do you think the people feel a little bit more?
I think it's more personal if it's physical, if you're handing someone an actual flyer, and then that they can't really just write it off or ignore it at that point. Like that's a face-to-face interaction, and there's literally face value to that. Right.
And like when I was coming up, I was kind of telling people like we literally would go and we'd have a show in Toledo and we'd be at the UT campus in the parking lot, just right on fucking windshield. Sometimes you get yelled at for it by security, but that didn't matter as long as people saw, the product and what's happening. And you don't see those much anymore unless it's like a major event. People aren't doing the physical.
Because I think in today's world, everybody's too scared. It's too scared to do the physical work and also too scared of the repercussions. Of going and attaching flyers or
agree with that.
Or hearing the no from business owner.
Right. Yep. And that's one thing we had to face back in the day, big time. No, you're not putting that up on, that pole. And it's like, shut the fuck up. Because when you leave, it's going back up.
Well, here's the thing, though. I mean, even in today's marketing world, like if we look at the big digital social media marketing campaigns, the big difference is people are still saying no, but there's no physical no. You're not hearing it.
Right.
And I think that's where people think it's easier just to do the whole online thing only.
And I thought like I mentioned on the last show, me getting a CD personally, if I'm just walking around and somebody's like, "Hey man, check out my CD," I am more inclined to check out that CD as opposed to, "Hey, look, my Spotify is this." I don't know. Maybe I'm an old head for saying it, but I like the physical product in my hand. I like opening up the book and learning about that artist, and sometimes they're whack as fuck. I'm not going to lie. I'm not every CD I've gotten ever is like the greatest thing ever, but at least I gave it a chance as opposed to, hey, go check out my Spotify and my SoundCloud. It's like, why? Give me a reason to check it out.
It's not only that, 5 minutes down the road, after having a conversation with somebody that you really don't know, and they're like, hey, go check out my Spotify. Unless you physically write it down or type it into your phone right then and there, you're going to forget about it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I don't know. It's something that's disappeared. I plan on doing it with my new album, the physical copies. And if it does well enough, maybe vinyl. I would not mind putting it on vinyl with vinyl making a comeback. I would
Vinyl
not
was
mind
sweet.
that. And then I saw another technique of the physical stuff, but normally it's just at a merch table. It's not somebody passing them out, but the USBs like we talked about.
Yeah.
You open it up, it looks like there was somebody in Illinois when we were there with the Rebellion. They had something that looked like a fucking cassette tape, and it popped out as a USB, and you plugged it into the freaking computer.
That's actually pretty cool. That's a cool idea.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
There's Jinxxx.
You're late.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
All right.
We'll get you kind of caught up.
No, I'm not late. I've been here the whole time. This app doesn't like to work on my phone at all.
Oh, shit.
Whatsoever.
Shit. No, we'll start you out. We'll get you kind of caught up. We'll start with the social media. What social media platform do you think is most effective for music marketing these days?
Any major social media platform. It's literally preference. For each platform they have, there's a specific way to market yourself properly. So like if you like to use Facebook, there's hundreds of different things you can use to promote yourself on Facebook. Same thing with Instagram, same thing with, it's preferred at this point. Everything,
Personally?
see now, so like as far as a welcoming platform, one that everybody's not going to be like, just leave me the fuck alone. I'd have to say like Snapchat, maybe YouTube.
YouTube?
Is next to Facebook and Google. It's the most used thing to search information. So
Right.
YouTube's also another really good one.
I want to mention, he just mentioned YouTube. With the upgrade that we just had, we're actually broadcasting on the Rebellion Facebook now. We're broadcasting on the Cody Facebook, and we're on YouTube Live. So some of the viewers and stuff that you see up here, I'm seeing a little bit differently, but yeah. So we'll go into another question just to catch you up, and we can kind of all talk about it. But old school versus new school marketing, what do you think is more effective? Do you think the flyers and the physical CDs are more effective than the social media, or what is your preference on that?
It's a half and half, honestly. 'Cause I mean, the old school way works, the new school way works. It's I can't put one over the other. I feel like both of them should be used at the same time. While you're marketing yourself out on all your social media platforms and you're getting a hold of your individual fans and stuff like that, you're creating online flyers and your posts and you're doing what you're supposed to do, you should be also out posting, putting posters up, giving out cards, giving out flyers, meeting people in person, so you know you're going to actually get everything done properly. So it's both. I don't think that you can do one or do the other. Like, you need to have both in order to have a good balance.
Right. I feel that. We got TJaks back in on the show. We're going to start you off with that question also. We kind of go ahead as a panel and discuss it. What social media platform do you think is most effective to market your music and your shows nowadays?
I mean, really, it's always good to have, like, I got a TJaks page for my music.
So is there other people in here?
Yeah.
I can't see them.
Go on, TJ.
We're ghosts. We're not real.
Right.
You just hearing voices, dude.
So yeah, like I have one for my music, like as an artist, and then I have the Jinxxx promotions and booking page. But like, depending on, like, I mean, you could pretty much promote out of any, you know what I mean, any kind of platform, you know what I mean. It kind of makes sense to do so, and not just focus on one platform, you know what I mean. If you do multiple, you get better chance of more people, you know what I mean.
Right. What have you found most effective though? Like in your,
I mean, for real, like my page, like, I mean, I think everybody should have, like, if they're an artist, they should have their own artist page.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then, you know, I mean, I know it's different because, like, I don't know, like, Facebook is pretty much it right now, man. And then, like, doing music videos on YouTube, and then you could share those to Facebook. It all, like, gets shared to Facebook eventually anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so.
And then to catch up, we were just talking about old school marketing versus new school marketing. You know, the act of what we used to do, the groundwork, the passing out the flyers, throwing them on cars, getting told you can't throw them on cars, taking it off, and then throwing it on once they leave. You know, shit like that. The groundwork compared to the IGs, the Facebooks. What do you think's more effective? Even nowadays, I think. Honestly, me personally, I would rather give somebody a flyer just because I think it's more personal to person, you know, or an album.
Yeah, definitely. A face-to-face confrontation, man, is always good. Like some people just don't have it that way. Some people don't like that. You know what I mean? Like they don't have like the gift of gab to where you can just talk somebody into going to the show. You know what I mean? Like you gotta. The presentation is key too. Like, you got to present the show as something dope as fuck, or like whatever you're doing. Like, hey, look, I got a single here. It's free. You know what I'm saying? Follow me. Do me a favor. Follow me right here. You know, small talk can create a lot of shit. You know what I mean?
Right. And I feel I like the flyer ideas. That's something that I plan on doing for this upcoming show that I'm throwing.
Yeah, because everybody makes music, man. Like everybody makes music, but are you? Like my dude, shout out to my boy J Biz, man. But this dude has a fucking arsenal of tracks that I've like. He hasn't released no shit since he was with I think Glass City. I forgot what it was. But that shit was dope too. But man, he's got so much shit. Like, what are you doing with it, man? You got to drop some shit, like a double disc or type shit, because he's got enough songs for it. But man, it's all about what you're gonna do with it, man. Of course, you can go to the studio and pay for studio time, but you gotta do something with that shit, man.
Yeah, and I think that's a big thing. Six was talking about on the last broadcast.
I wanted to jump on that one.
All you gotta do is ask. You're always welcome. And now we kind of expanded it so we can get up to 10 different people on the panel instead of just 6.
That's dope.
I don't know if you've seen the upgrades on the screen and all that.
Are you adding Jeremy Gunn or something, or what? What's up with that?
Yeah, I don't know if he's not getting connection or what, but I have no idea what's going on. He hasn't messaged me back, so.
Oh, okay.
Who's that?
Jeremy Gunn. He's a producer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he just did a dope ass cipher, man.
Yeah, I can't. You and Brody are the only ones I could see. I don't know what's going on.
As long as you can hear us. Can you hear us?
Well, no, that's weird. You want them to see everybody.
I can see you guys. I can only see you though. Like I can't see or hear anybody else's audio. I don't know why.
Are you on your phone?
That's super weird.
Are you on your phone?
I'm on my phone.
Yeah, I don't have a laptop or a desk or anything.
I do, but it looks
like
my
phone.
Weird.
All right, we'll see if you got to restart and come on back, we'll get you caught up just like we have. And
all right, I'm gonna try something really quick. Give me a sec.
Okay. No masturbating, asshole. We don't want to see that shit.
You said no masturbating into an asshole?
Not go there. Let's get to the next question, guys. We're going to the next question.
Has anybody seen Jackass yet? The new one?
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh my god. Oh my god, bro.
I have to though.
Oh my god. Dude, there was not probably a half a second of a dull moment that whole entire movie, bro. It was fucking crazy. It was ridiculous, bro.
I'm gonna have to get out next weekend probably and check that out. Next question we got kind of stems off the last one. What makes a flyer pop out to you the most? We'll start with Brody on it. What makes a vet flyer pop out? I know you kind of made them on Snapchat and stuff.
Yeah, I think so. I either have Tempest make mine if it's like a big event or an official event, or if it's just something like the week of or in a couple weeks, then I'll just go ahead and make my own on Snapchat. Which it's actually, they just improved it there because the cutout feature to make stickers has been upgraded, so now it's like real precise and you can kind of get all the lines right where you want them. Right. So that's actually pretty cool. But what makes the flyer pop out? I'd say it's probably like proper color scheme. Like you don't want like a whole bunch of random colors going together that don't look right. I mean, that'd be like someone painting. It's like looking at a master artist painting versus like a kid's crayon coloring book. You know what I mean?
Right. Make it look professional. And
it's gotta like look like it's made up by a professional, and not just something that And I mean, I've made a lot of crappy flyers. Me personally, I'm not the best at making my own flyers. But also, I feel like a big title like has to be the headline of the flyer, whatever the event's called. That's got to be at the top and the biggest part of the flyer.
And I guess like with like a feature artist and stuff, like what do you prefer? Do you prefer seeing like if you got 10 artists on an event? Do you prefer seeing all their pictures on there, maybe just the feature, or what do you prefer the most on that?
I'd say what I like to do is have the artists' names all kind of in a row or a column somewhere in it, if they can fit on it, because sometimes there's just too many other details and you can't fit them all.
Yeah.
So then I would just put like with performances by, and then have 2 or 3, and then and more.
Right. TJaks, same question for you. What makes a flyer pop out to you the most when you get them made or when you make them? What do you like to add to them to make it pop out to the consumer?
I mean, they want to know who presented the show. They want to know like who, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, when you said something about the logos and shit like that, like logos and images, like the images, that's a little too much. But like logos, that's pretty cool. Like I've done logos like for my birthday show and whatnot, but like I try to just keep it like old fashioned, dope fonts or something like that. And then like if there's a headlining act, I like to put the headliner on the flyer, like, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean? But other than that, man, like I'm not paying $50 for a flyer. Right. You know what I mean? I like it really don't like I've watched people do them and it really don't take long at all. Right. You know, because I do them myself. Like I make flyers within like the 20 to 30 minutes on my phone, and they're actually dope. They pop. So, you know what I mean? Like other than that, man, like I don't know. You got to have a lot of information on there. People want to know what's going on. You know what I mean? Does it have a kitchen? Does it have this and that? Like drink specials, you know what I mean? Right.
I feel it. What about you, Chad? How do you feel about that? What do you think pops out to you the most as a consumer yourself, going to a show even? You know, what pops out to you about a flyer that makes you more inclined to look more into it?
Okay, the flyer has to look somewhat presentable. You know, like somebody actually put some effort into it. Right. The other thing is like, okay, what is it? Where is it? When is it? And why is it? And how much is it?
Right.
That's it. Like actually today, this afternoon, I was scrolling through Facebook and one of the EDM groups that I'm a part of. Somebody posted a flyer, and it didn't have the freaking venue on it. Come on, man.
Proofread.
I mean, like basic details like that just have to be on a flyer, man.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's cool that you have a headliner, and it's cool that you know it's Joe Blow's 21st birthday or whatever. But tell me where the fuck it is.
Yeah, I feel it.
Is it $10 or is it $20?
Right.
You know, because if it's $20 and it is somebody that I have absolutely no idea who it is, I'm probably not going to go. But if it's $10, yeah, sure, why not?
Right. I feel that. And one of the things, I don't know, I guess I learned from hanging out with a lot of rock artists and shit, like more recently, is shock value on a flyer. Like putting something on there that pops. I know Agatha just posted one. It was just kind of just hand done last minute. Just throwing a Simpsons character on that motherfucker. It just makes you look like, the fuck's there a Simpsons character doing on this? And you kind of read the info. You're more inclined to. I know back in the day they used to use like models, like stock images of models on flyers a lot. And I don't know. It's
back
kind
in
of
the day, people still do that.
Yeah, but it's kind of more. People aren't as inclined anymore as they like the MySpace days. That was fucking. You had to have a model on your flyer in the MySpace days. That just popped. You looked at your wall.
I used to have the dopest backgrounds on MySpace, like the whole layouts. Like, dude, yeah, my little brother used to do the shit with the layouts on MySpace.
Yeah,
I miss that shit.
Hey, another thing I want to throw in there is like if you are creating a flyer or hiring it out to have somebody else make it for you. Like, okay, if you're putting on a hip hop show, you don't want to like use a font or characters or whatever that is going to draw like the metal crowd.
Right.
You know, or if you're doing a comedy show, you don't want somebody that's into death metal showing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's very important because your flyer needs to be geared towards the audience that you're trying to attract.
I literally just had an image go through my head when you said that. A dude in Jinxx's fucking showing up to a hip hop show would probably be pretty pissed off.
Yeah, I think so too.
Like, what the fuck is this?
Them beer bottles probably would not be in that dude's hand for very long.
No.
No.
We'll get on to the next question of the night. How much do you think a good live performance and having a merch table, presenting yourself well live, helps you as far as marketing your music? Outside of that, getting people to check you out on, the Spotifys, the Apples, the YouTubes.
There we go.
How much do you think how much do you think that has an effect? Having a good live performance and it's kind of showing out. I've noticed personally the live performance was a big thing of mine coming up, moving around and getting people involved and making people feel wanted in the crowd. Brody, you probably see this a lot as a DJ when you host shows. Do you think it has like a real big impact on it? And how much of an impact do you think?
Oh, that's a very, very big impact because, that is literally you presenting yourself. Like when you're on stage, you're showing the crowd that's who you are. And whether you are who you are, or maybe some artists even play a character, that's you're selling yourself and what your brand is. And that falls right into also having the merch table, because that's just branding, and branding is the core of anything any artist is doing.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like what Six said last time. Our music and performance is really just our business card.
Yeah.
Like how we make our money is not off of record sales anymore. It's on that merch table, and it's on and actually doing performances and collecting something from the venue. Be it just a door deal or a flat fee or whatever you work out with the promoter.
Right.
That's ultimately how we get paid anymore. It's not off of record sales.
Right. TJaks, how do you feel about the topic? Do you think a good live performance, especially
Oh,
if
yeah.
somebody just never heard of you?
Oh yeah, man. Fucking dude. Like that's like you said, Six said, like that's your business card, man. Like if I'm at a show and I'm looking up on stage, and I give everybody the benefit out and listen to everybody's set, you know what I mean? Because that's just me. I do that. But if you ain't moving around, man, if you ain't getting hype, then you should practice that. Like, I brought them up before, but man, the group 1021 back in the day, dude, they practiced that shit before every show, and like, dances and shit like that. They had this fucking song called Zombie or something like that, and the whole group, dude, they had like a whole. And everybody rocked with them, But yeah, man, that's key. That's important. Got to have a good stage performance. You know what I mean? And then merch. The merch is always good to have, because in between your set, you can always go over there, check it out. I got some dope gear over there. I got fucking mask. I got fucking whatever, fucking draws, motherfucking whatever. You know what I mean?
Yep. I think it makes you look more presentable as an artist too, to have that. Plus,
yeah.
On the opposing end of things, a lot of times in hip hop you're doing free shows, so you're not getting paid for it. But you can make a fucking killing off the merch table.
I mean, dude, like I'm still stuck on like if an artist don't want to sell tickets and they don't want to make money, then I don't think, because in the bottom line, man, everybody's got to pay somehow to play and to do something somewhere, unless you're like best buds with somebody and they're just like, here you go, have my bar for the night, and you ain't gotta, you know what I'm saying, pay for shit.
Yeah.
That's always cool.
There's always bills.
Yeah,
always bills somewhere in there. Jinxxx, how do you feel about that? How much does good live performance and having a merch table and just being presentable like that bring somebody in, somebody who might not have heard of you before that?
I feel like it should go without saying that you have to have a good live performance if you're, doing any type of music. You're a musician, you should be able to give a good show. Having merch is essential. I mean, even back in the day, a lot of your money came from making, or a lot of your money making came from your merch and whatnot. So like, it's essential. Like, you don't have a live performance, a good one, or you're working on one, or you have a good setup for merch, whatnot. Nobody's gonna notice what you have going on.
Right.
It's really easy to get not pushed to the side, but kind of forgotten about if you're just going to shows to show up and you're an artist and you're not putting together a good live show.
Right. That's something I've seen a lot over the years. I got hyped to go to a show, and it's like, hell yeah, dude. I've seen this artist video online, or I've seen, their song posted on whether it was MySpace or SoundCloud or Spotify, and you're looking into them, you're like, fuck yeah, dude, this is gonna be sweet. And you get there, and it's just like boring. It's like, dude, come on, you got to kick up the energy. Like, it's almost a turnoff point to see somebody who has that hype song you've been listening to for so fucking long, and then you get to the show and it's just like literally they're just looking at you or holding their nuts and not moving at all. And it's like, come on, dude, move! It's kind of a turnoff.
Yeah, you know what? It's even more irritating is when you spend like $40 on a ticket and drive 2 hours to get to the venue, and the venue is going to charge you $12 for a fucking beer,
Yeah,
or $15 for a vodka Sprite or whatever, and then they just stand there.
Yeah,
they just stand there, rip through their set, and don't communicate, don't talk, and just leave.
Yeah,
and it's
that's
like,
been something.
what the fuck? Yeah.
That's always been something essential, like especially when you're opening for somebody. That's one of the biggest turnoffs. You're an opening act for, a major act that night, and that's your chance to really prove yourself to somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's your chance to fucking move around, get to know that crowd, get them screaming. Start the stupidest chant you could ever think of. Hey, we want some pussy. You get the crowd going that way. They start seeing your personal side a little bit, and I don't know.
Yeah, interaction, I think, is like a must. You gotta interact with the crowd. I mean, you can't just stand there and look. I know they didn't just pay, however much money just to sit there and watch us just stare at people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'd be weird. If that energy's not there, that's the other thing, you're not going to be noticed. Like, say there's 10 acts, 15 acts, and you're just standing there, nobody's going to remember your performance. So energy is a must. You have to get up there, you have to get around, you have to move around, you have to show everybody.
That's something everybody needs to focus on for the most part. Like right from the get, I think that like Six said, it's your business card. So take pride in that. Don't expect everybody to like you. Not even if you're hype, not everybody's going to like you, but there's more of a chance of them liking you rather than just fitting in with the rest of the crowd and standing there and just acting like, hey, I'm the shit.
Exactly.
All right, we'll get into the next question of discussion. Brody, I know you're an event promoter. What's your opinion on Facebook and IG ads? Have you had any experiences with those? And what can you give advice on?
Oh yeah, I use Facebook ads frequently, and I'm just now, as I'm getting into production and recording, I'm just now trying to build up my Instagram, because that can be an asset for me that I haven't really tapped into a whole lot. I don't really use Instagram much, but if I'm trying to be an artist, then I'm going to have to get used to using Instagram. So, and the coolest thing about Facebook and Instagram is they're both meta, so their ads are hand in hand. You can actually run the same ad on both of them. Yep. So I've run many ads actually for many different reasons on both platforms.
I just seen something on, I think it was online, something about Hulu ads, and that might be a little game changer too. For everybody dropping an album or even a
that
show.
after this podcast.
Yeah. TJaks, how do you feel? What's your opinion on Facebook and IG ads? Do you have any experience with them, or?
I mean, I really never. I don't know. Just like homie said, man. Like I really ain't really fucked with IG like that. Like lately, like all my shit's been going to IG, but I'm never on IG. I don't do I'll do it, but like I don't do Snapchat. Like I just don't get it. I just keep it simple.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'll do my Facebook pages, and then it'll shoot over to IG. I'll go to like certain groups that I'm in, like local scene groups. I'll post like links to my events. flyers, whatnot. Like, you know what I mean? Shit, you know.
Yeah,
So,
like from my point of view, you know, them groups are very, very essential.
Yeah,
Now,
because you got to see, man. Most of them got like fucking 10,000 members. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
10,000
yeah,
members that are into whatever you're into.
yeah, and like, hey, you never know. Like, you know, a lot of people like fucking music, you know, rock. They like all kinds of music, like hip hop, like, you know what I mean? And you know
Mhm.
that's a good outlet too, man. You know,
right.
is the groups, is sharing in groups, even in the motherfucking garage sale sites. Hey, look, there's a fucking concert tonight.
Oh
Boom,
shit, I ain't done that yet.
sold,
I gotta try that shit.
sold.
To add to that, there's like local, like what's going on in my area groups. There's a lot of those, and you can post in those, and
Yeah.
people will see that, and they might want something to do that night, and they're looking for something to do, and there it is. They see your event, and then they show up.
Yeah. Jinxx, what's your opinion on Facebook and IG ads?
Well, I think they're useful. You just have to be able to use them properly. Like if you're trying to run ads and you don't know your target audience, then you're not going to be able to. Your ads are going to be useless. You just spent money on something that's not going towards anybody that's going to really pay attention to what's going on.
Right.
I think it's actually pretty cool that you can run Facebook and IG at the same time now, and I think it's the best way to do it, especially so if you have your target audience and you're running. You know when you're supposed to post in order to get peak views and stuff like that throughout the day. You can run your ads at the same time. I think it's cool. I think it's effective. It works.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Chad, what do you think? Have you ever had experience running the Facebook and IG ads? And what do you think?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I've ran many ads on Facebook in the past for shows primarily. I haven't done it for my music project. But in the past, you know, like Jinxx is saying, is you have to know and fully understand your the actual marketing platform that Meta now uses. And there's a lot more to it than what people think. I mean, it's not just, you know, throwing $20 on there and be like, oh yeah, this is going to work. No, you actually have to take the time and study the platform and how to use it. And Facebook has and Instagram now, they've made it so easy to actually choose your audience now. You know, so but like take the 5 minutes, and actually look at what you're doing. And then another very important piece to all this is, you know, yeah, you might want to throw $20 out there, $10, 15, maybe even 2,000. I mean, it all depends on what your budget is, but really utilize those metrics and the reports that you can get out of them.
Yep.
Because based on those reports, you know, you should be able to build your next audience and figure out like, okay, what is my next move?
Right.
You know,
it's more like you get statistics from those to see what time you ran this ad. It's more of you get to see where all your best peak points are at, which is awesome. It was a thing that wasn't like that back in the day.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, the other cool thing is, like, you know, and it doesn't matter if you do TikTok, Instagram, or SoundCloud, any of them anymore. Like, they all give you some sort of report, just like Spotify. They give you all these breakdowns and reports that you can look at. Okay, like, who is really listening to my shit?
Right.
You know, is it females? Is it males? Is it the 18 to 24-year-old group, or is it the 50 to 70-year-olds? You know, and then and based on all that information that is readily available to you today, which wasn't around 10 years ago, you know, you had to do it the hard way and manually do all this shit.
Right.
You know, then the next time you go run an ad, you already know what audience you should go target.
Right.
Yep.
Right. That's my big thing. You can go, Jinxx. What were you saying?
I was gonna say, like the cool thing about having social media and the way that we have it right now is the more people you start to add and target, your Facebook should resemble your target audience. So you get to a point after running these ads and running these promos where you don't even need to really look at your statistics anymore. You have a maxed out Facebook, IG, whatever, that's full of like-minded people, artists, fans, that is your target audience. That's the cool thing about finding those statistics and stuff like that, is because eventually you already know you're with your target audience, so you can just promo and do whatever you want. It's awesome.
Right. And I'm sure it can be beneficial. Like, I'll always go back to it. I miss MySpace so much.
Yeah.
I might be an old head for saying that, but like the algorithms kind of ruin. They made the ads almost essential. Because now you're not getting your status updates. You know, when somebody posted something, even when Facebook first started, it went in chronological order. So like, if I were to post, 6 times a day my new song, which I don't think I ever went that bad, but if I were to post like 6 times a day, post 6 times throughout the day, more people are going to see it. Now I'm to the point on my Facebook where I hate scrolling my news feeds. I'm seeing the same people's shit, and it's not the shit that I want to see.
Yeah.
To where back in the day it was chronological order. That's when they first came out with the Facebook ads. It was still chronological order. So I had a lot more benefit than now, to where you almost have to do it, especially if you have a band page. Because I know, like Rebellion, we have like 4,000 something fans on there, and like the post reach is like 36. It's like, what the fuck did we work for those fans for then? If we gotta pay for them to see our shit.
See, and it's funny though, because like a lot of people think that you have to run, ads and stuff like that all the time. I mean, you don't have to. So there's generalized social media algorithms that you can just look up. Their peak points times throughout the day, throughout the week, where you could post that works in a specific time zone for you. And you end up finding these algorithms that work, because there's a lot. You end up finding the proper algorithm that works. That stuff almost happens by itself. And then that's whenever you start running your ads. And you start really getting your everything going. That's what I've pretty much been doing over the last couple months, is really getting into the social media algorithms. And
another thing that I just learned is by watching a bunch of like YouTube like videos on how to use these algorithms, kind of like what Jinxxx is talking about. It's like on your band page or your fan page. Like, for example, I'm going to use Jinxxx. Okay, on your Facebook page, Jinxxx Tha Preacher, and I'm not talking about your personal page, like your fan page. Like on that page, all you really want to post is about your music.
Yep.
Because then the algorithm will pick it up. Hey, this is a music page, so it's gonna pitch it to people that are into hip hop music, based on whatever information you have on your page. Right. Now, if you start posting like all your personal business on your fan page, it's going to mess it all up.
Yeah.
Well, see, that was the standard algorithms from back in the day is how that used to run. But now the way that the standard algorithm run now is your times. So your whatever times you post will get pushed into a certain a certain time. So like you post at 8 o'clock in the morning because there's people in a certain country that are active at that time. It's the only reason why you actually post like that, or they'll have you run stuff like that with the algorithms. And you literally, I could post whatever I wanted to on my Facebook, my normal Facebook. I could use my normal Facebook as a fan page, to do my music and stuff on. If I post at the proper times throughout the week, same time, consecutively, it'll work out better. Instead of trying to basically make it to where your pages and everything just so happen to fall into a cycling algorithm. It's kind of hard to actually do it like that.
I mean, the whole algorithm thing is a giant pain in the ass.
Yep.
I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah. Almost gonna go with Six's advice on all that shit and just pay somebody else to do it for me, so I ain't gotta fucking worry about it.
Yep. Yeah, but then then you have another another cost associated with your project and somebody that you're gonna have to watch.
Right. Right.
You know.
Because like at the end of the day, when it comes to having somebody else do it, what happens if you make them mad? They know your passwords. They know everything to help you run that. That's what they're doing, is they're learning about stuff like that. And all it takes is for them to get upset one time, and all the work that you put in with this could be gone. That's why I don't like to have other people run my stuff if I don't trust them.
Yeah, I think we've all kind of learned at one point in time about something along those lines.
Yeah.
I feel it. My MySpace was like that, motherfucker. I was so pissed. But we'll get on to the next question now. That was a good one.
Oh yeah.
What promotional services have you found effective for your music? Have you ever used a promotional service, even for shows? In Brody's case, shows as of right now. Have you ever used any kind of promotional service? I know there's Amari MC. There's a bunch of different. I mean, I'm talking more promotional services, not hiring bots to put plays on your shit.
Yeah.
I don't think I've used anything other than the Facebook and Instagram ads. I haven't done any other kind of promotional services.
So like when you say promotional service, like what do you mean specifically? Like
anything. Like what has worked? Like right now, I'll admit I'm trying out a couple of different things. I'm just seeing the effectiveness of what they actually have, because nowadays it's almost essential to hire, for music wise, to hire a promotion service to get that across to different listeners, to get onto playlists on Spotify or SoundCloud, or it's almost essential to do it, because it's a pathway to get your music into new ears.
Really, if you think about it, like your fans are kind of like your promotional service too, because they're sharing your shit and their people is seeing their shit. You know what I'm saying? It just goes, there's levels to it. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody is the promotional. Whoever's fucking with you, whoever fucks with you heavy, and they promote your music, you ain't friends with all their friends. You know what I mean? So, but they're gonna see that shit, and that's cool. Dude, like me personally, like if anybody sends me some hot shit, like if you want to send me some shit, Brody, you know what I'm saying? Like I'll put it on my shit. You know what I mean? I got like close to like 1,000 followers on my Jinxxx promotion page, and I get pretty good reaches, man. Like when I do posts, like I'll get like 800 to 900, you know what I'm saying, reaches. You know what I mean? Within like a day and a half. So like that's not that bad. You know what I mean? People are seeing that. You know?
I think going back to the fans being a promotional service, working together is a big thing also, which you're seeing a lot less of. Like, and I know I know all of us are open to that type of shit. That's the type of people that I fuck with. But there's so many people with the big hits that just don't want nothing to do with the next guy.
No. If it ain't beneficial to that person, man, like why? I mean, egos get in the way. Like you said, if you're big headed, there's no. You shouldn't do music with another big headed person. I mean, it makes sense, but then again, it don't, because like you guys. I mean, I don't know, man. Like it's pointless to me, because Toledo's and surrounding area, man, it's got so much fucking talent. If everybody just came together, like I said before, man, I think Ohio would really, really, really be on the map. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel that.
I've noticed that even working out there, like just some people. I've been in people's inboxes where it's like, "Hey man, I just want a feature verse." Well, it's gonna be $300. Huh? Yeah. $300.
So like, as far as promotional services go and stuff like that, I go back to the statement that I had said before. It just depends on like your preferred social media outlet that you put your music on, that your main platform that you use. You should really look into venues that fit that platform. Like I'm running one right now, and the way that it's promoted and done is organic. It's probably one of the best things that I've used in a long time. I like my results. I'm constantly getting plays and views and shares and actual interactions with other artists. It's brought me and put me in front of other chances to be on other platforms, to work with other artists. It's set me up to start to do collabs with other artists. It it's pretty sweet. But that's because I found one on the platform that I use consecutively. Now, like I said, it should be based off of what you use. Like you use Spotify, you should be getting a hold of playlist promoters to get on their playlist that have such and such, and it's specific on what you're doing, unless you're running like a DistroKid or something like that, and then you can go through whatever distributor that you're using, and then they have promotional tools. Like I said, it's specifically based on really what you use. So.
Right. And with me, I took the 3 years off, and I came back, and this game was like entirely new as far as the promotional side was. It was just like a totally different fucking world. So I'm like looking like, the Spotify videos, like I know how to write an email, man. Like I used to write emails like a motherfucker, professional as shit. Not like that no more. A lot of motherfuckers don't answer you anymore.
Nope.
If you write those professional, it's just like, all right, dude, like the fuck.
Kind of sucks that you could get somebody's professional email and whatnot and send everything proper, but you send a little on Twitter or snap somebody and they're quicker to answer you on there. It's weird.
I kind of like I like when people email me, man. It's a more professional look.
Professional.
Like, it makes me feel like they're more serious by. And I think I said it. I'm pretty sure I said it the last one. I've had like some of the most interesting dudes hit me up to get put on a show, man. Like, hey yo, I'm trying to perform next show. Like, okay, like yeah, like what's up, man? Shoot me some links, bro. Like what? Like what are you performing? Or do you have like a fucking magic trick you're gonna do with your fucking? You know what I'm saying? Like what the fuck? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Self promotion is everything, bro. Like. Is everything like, to me? Like then if having a strong fan base, man, people that's gonna support you, dude. Like that's a lot,
Right.
Yep.
Chad, have you had any experiences with promotional service and found anything effective? I know we've talked about the Facebook ads, which is just kind of along the same lines. I want to check out Hulu, honestly.
I've tried like a couple different ones that were Spotify specific. But did I end up believing what they were trying to tell me? No, because the results just weren't there. For the $50 or whatever that you spend on it.
Right.
The numbers just didn't jive.
Right.
It makes sense, and then you really don't know if those plays are really for real or not. And I mean, and these companies have been around for a while, so I would have to assume that the numbers that I did get were legit, but at the same time though, it's like, well, how about you send me a report,
right.
So I know where my money went, like what did I get for my money.
Right.
A lot of these places don't do that.
No.
But so if you're running promotion, like I just want to say this really quick, like if you're running through a promotional like advertiser or like a big company, what you can do is you can go to your insights and they can show you your spikes and whatnot from the time that you started using that that service, which you should be writing down when you start and then whenever you end, because there's usually a promotional time for that. And then
I totally agree with that. It's just, but like I'm going to put a completely different spin on it. Okay. I have very, very limited time. So, and if I'm willing to spend my hard-earned money and hire somebody, I would expect them to give me a report at the end of it.
Right. At least do it. It's kind of, I can see it from a professional level. Yeah. At least kind of tell it, hey, this is where we spent, this much time at hitting these people. And where it was at, location, demographic.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Like something.
Some of these that I've like researched into, they're legit companies, but you don't know what age demographic. They could be promoting to the local fucking nursing home, and you wouldn't know. Like that's the shit. It goes back to the analytics. You need to know where your shit's focused at and aim for that.
Yeah.
And with those, I think they don't have their hand in on that too much to even share it with you.
Yeah, because unfortunately, a lot of these big, ad companies, the ones that actually even have the money to advertise to us on Facebook or Instagram or Spotify or whatever, they have software running in the background that does all this crap for them.
Right.
You know, these agencies don't have no 5, 6, 8, 900 people sitting there, pushing, your music. They have software in the background doing it for them.
Right.
I mean,
one thing I've seen like disappear a lot. I was just talking to Jinxxx about this the other day. You guys remember Facebook like ladders?
yes.
Where artists would help others. There used to be groups. I know there was one out of Adrian. And it was just local artists getting together, and they got all together in a group. And what they would do is post their Facebook link. What you had to do is go like everybody else's Facebook link, and everybody else would like yours, and like numbers were just fucking skyrocketing.
It's a following thing.
Of course, like being able to see somebody's post back was a little bit different. This has been years ago, but I'm like something like that as an artist collective that would benefit us big time. If we were to ever get together and just be like, hey man, it's almost like a rainbow party.
I feel like that'd be super effective. The thing on SoundCloud right now is repost for repost, a like for a like, a comment for a comment. It's got to be constructive, and we don't tear anybody down in the community. Try not to, at least. And you have the choice of liking or picking which post to redo and whatnot. And with doing it like that, it's so effective. I didn't know how effective it was until I started doing it beginning of this year. And Cody's not lying when he says with using that method, your numbers skyrocket. I mean, mine have, and it's crazy.
Yeah,
crazy,
but it's legitimate. It's that's the thing.
It's
I think
organic.
Artists need to work more in touch with together. Like even when it comes to shows, like Illinois, I got the Illinois Connect. I had him online for a while, and I reached out to him. He's going to join, I think, next weekend. Randy, he's from Smoke 'em Records. We're bringing him out to Hillsdale, April 2nd. But we did a show for show deal. I said, hey man, if you can get us out there, we're going to get you back here. And I think that's a good thing for anywhere, like getting tour dates, getting yourself out there. If artists work together more effectively like that, who also, artists and promoters worked effectively like that, that'd be a damn good thing for the fucking hip hop community. I think the people that are putting in the footwork would get a little bit further. You know what I'm saying? Holy shit! The fuck you got going on over there?
Someone came in the front door.
Start telling you DJ Michael Vick.
I got a question for you guys.
What's up?
And it has to. It's along the line of this whole promotional services and whatnot. It's like, what would be the next thing, or what are you thinking right now is going to be the next big trend? Like, is there like a certain software that we all should be checking out? Or is there, because I mean, Facebook's been around forever, right? Instagram has basically been around forever now, and TikTok is awesome, but at the same time, it's really not. There's no social interaction,
right.
Unless
there actually is
else that we should be using.
There's a
cloud.
Like, are you talking about on a rise for social media apps? What's the next thing?
Yeah, is there something that we all should be checking out that maybe is there something that you've used that Cody might benefit from, or I might benefit from, or even Jax?
I'd say me personally, the three that are on the rise right now, Clubhouse, Hey Hello, I think that's what it's called, and there's another one. I have it written down somewhere in my notes. I'd have to go back and look. But one of my buddies, he's one of the developers for it, and they already got people like Weedy Mac and some other smaller, bigger artists at the same time that are putting their backing behind it. They want to see it take off. So there's a couple promising new apps out there, new medias out there that are about to pop up that are just going to take over. Now, as far as music goes, just strictly music, I don't really think there is a next level with stuff. I mean, there's always going to be a new music app or a music place to promo that comes out that'll die out within a year or two. So it's hard to dictate that, but
yeah. I mean, it doesn't help that you have like Facebook and Instagram, you know, buying them up and shutting them down. You know?
Yeah. And see, well, the whole thing is like those are like pure social media stuff, so you can pretty much post anything on there. But like if you're talking about streaming services, that's like as an artist, that should be like the main focus.
I think, yeah. And I found Space Hay, like getting on some of the social medias that you've heard of, and you're like, nah. Space Hay is a big one right now that literally like it's set up
looks like MySpace.
I hate to keep mentioning MySpace, but those are like the glory days.
You're gonna have to put a little MySpace counter in the corner.
No shit. I'm gonna have to hit up Tom for a fucking endorsement, see what he's up to nowadays. But that's one of them that not a lot of people are on. I mean, there's a lot of people, but they're more welcoming towards you actually trying to market yourself as a product in like the inbox and stuff like that when you have new music come out. I found that Clubhouse is a big one. If I haven't I got invites for that if anybody needs them. I think I got Brody, I think I got you covered on that.
Yeah, you got
you're on there. Jinxxx, if you need, I don't know if you got Clubhouse yet, TJaks?
Yeah, I have Clubhouse.
TJaks, you got Clubhouse yet?
Clubhouse, what are you talking about?
It's an app. It's kind of like this. It's different panels and shit. Some of the speakers on there that I've heard, Royce the 5'9's a frequent on there. It's a big chat room. I mean, you can get in some of the artist rooms, and you get some major artists. Los is on there. He gives advice about the industry. Who else? Jake Paul is on there for something one time, and like you could ask questions to him, and they'll answer you. You kind of got to get in line or whatever, and the person ahead of it.
What's it called again?
Clubhouse.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't just download it. You got to have an invite from somebody.
Yep, you got to have somebody who invites you on, but. I got hooked up with that and try to hook up as many people as I can with it. It's effective, and there's promoters on there. They talk about, upcoming show trends, kind of what we're doing here for the most part.
Well, shit, shoot me the link.
I will. I got you. I'll have to get message me your phone number because it's got to go through text.
Okay.
And I'll hit you up through that. Plus, we'll be a link that way too, for future shows and shit.
For sure.
We'll get to basically the last kind of question of the night. I'm going past my time, but that's okay. Basically, the last question of the night. This one's for Brody first. What advice would you give an up-and-coming artist and/or DJ just starting out about the marketing of music modern day?
It's actually kind of ironic that this is the last question because now that I am myself pretty much doing that exact thing, I've had a few people ask me because they're also just starting. So it's kind of cool because we're all like on the same playing field and like we're all starting off together. And they're seeing me start and they're like, "Oh, what are you doing? What are you focusing on?" And I'd pretty much just tell them, for the music quality, you want a good engineer that is going to make your sound A1. You don't want to try to do it yourself and end up with crappy quality of music, because if the music doesn't sound good, then nothing else you do is going to matter. Because
God, dude. I'm glad you said that shit, because like I have artists hit me up the next day like, "Bro, what was up with the sound at the show?" I'm like, "Bro, what was up with your production?" You know what I'm saying? For real, like, bro, like
they're like, "This is wrong with this mic." No,
it's real. It's a real story. It's a real story. I had that shit happen all the time. So that's why I say I always recommend to any artist out there watching, man, show up to your load in time. Show up to your mic checks, man. You get your shit down, because it just don't look right, man. Right in the middle of the show. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You got the sound man running to the soundboard or whoever's doing the sound, fucking with the shit, and it's just,
Yeah, punctuality is key. We learned that a lot in the band, didn't we, Jinxxx?
Yeah.
Fucking drummer wanted to show up to venues like 3 hours early. We're like, "What for?" He's like, "Well, just in case." It's like, bro, what the fuck? Some of these towns I don't even know where the fuck I'm at. Like, I've never been there.
Pre-game
in the early game quite a few times. Early is on time and on time is late.
Yep, I totally agree with that.
But,
TJ, you kind of answered it. You kind of answered it already. But what advice would you give an up and coming artist and or promoter, just getting started out? Like, what kind of advice would you give them?
I mean, I would definitely have like a decent like, you know, catalog. Like, I understand if you're just starting, you know what I mean? Let that shit out, you know what I mean? But like having a good catalog will definitely draw more eyes, you know what I mean? And having platforms like music platforms like I fuck with DistroKid. I really haven't really posted that much music on there yet. Like I got like a single, the one I did with Mastermind and shit, but you know what I mean? That's a cool thing to have too, you know what I mean? Because you're not really paying that much and they're doing all the work for you pretty much. You know what I'm saying? You just got to share the links and all that, you know, all that good stuff. Stay up on that because you know that's a big thing too, man. You know, I like doing all that shit on my own.
Right.
You know, I don't like I know putting in money is always good, but if man, I'm a big believer. If you could do that shit on your own, if you could do a distribution thing, because people, man, they'll sign a distribution deal and be like, oh, you know, I got a deal, this and that. No, you really don't, bro, because you could do that by yourself. They're just making money off of you. In the long run, they're making money off of you. You know what I mean? Like I know all about that shit, man. And I ain't even went to school for it. You know, I've read books and all that shit. Like I've had people, you know, like M80 did an A&R fucking live feed, and he would say some pointers, man, on this shit and how to have, you know, successful events and whatnot, which was pretty dope. You know what I mean? So I learned a lot of knowledge from him too on this shit, watching that shit. You know what I mean? That's cool. You said that about that thing because, dude, people need shit like this right here. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like in my point of view, I mean, being a successful artist, man, just starting out, whatnot, man. I think just do self promotion, dude, and reach out to as many people as you can. Go to as many concerts as you can and support the other artists. You know what I mean? And make a name. And you know, hey, look, man, blase blah. My name's this. My name's that. You know what I mean? Nice setup there. That shit was dope. You rocked it. You know what I'm saying? Like that builds a report for yourself too. Like, hey, man, dude came show love, man. He's got some hot shit right now. Oh, what's up, bro? You want to do a feature? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you're pretty much in there, man. Like, you know, you get put on a show and gain fans. You know what I mean? Like, it's a dope thing, bro. It's a dope thing.
Yeah, showing love, show love, and you'll get love.
I'm telling you, that's what it's all. If you ain't showing love, like, man, if you got a big head and you're trying to come, you know, come in the game rapping and shit and make noise, dude, you got to show love, bro. If you ain't showing love, man, like,
you gotta get knocked back. Don't bitch about it when you don't.
you ain't a goat if you ain't showing love.
100%.
Yeah. Jinx, same question for you. What advice would you give an up and coming artist just starting out about music marketing?
About music marketing?
Yeah.
If you're using a distributor, make sure that you also have proper publication through the distributor too, because most of them don't. And if you don't have publication through your distributor, you should go up and get a DBA, go through and get a DBA just to start off with as a publication company, so you can run your own publication and not have to pay anybody any money to do it. So then you're not missing out on any type of royalties. The next thing I would say is pick your distributor really wisely, because a lot of them, like I said, they don't give you that publication, and you're missing out on what we counted like 7 or 8 different royalties or some shit like that you miss out with not having a proper publication, which you can run yourself. That's like super complicated. I haven't quite mastered that yet, but I'm learning. Another thing, make sure that you have a target audience, or you're pushing towards a target audience with whatever social media that you're using.
Yep.
So it's easier whenever you drop your album, your songs and whatnot through your proper distributor. You know, it's all going to get put out, pushed to the right place. You're going to do numbers. You're going to do okay. That's what I basically just look out and pay attention to what you're doing.
Right. And the one big thing with the DBA, you could even do the ASCAP BMI. That's really big.
Yep.
A lot of people are doing the free shows and they're not making their buck off it. Well, that venue has to pay an ASCAP or BMI to have live music there, which therefore pays the artist.
Also, make sure that if you're really adamant about doing live shows, that you have EBK and a rider. I didn't know anything about that before. Whenever I was doing when I started off doing music and whatnot, I've got something that I can give that has, you know, a little bit of some of my heavy hitters from each genre in one little piece, so they can go through and listen, and then they can see what I need to go and perform and what my pricing and stuff is. I didn't have anything like that. It's the small stuff that you do that makes it to where if a big company wanted to come and pick you up, they're like, damn, this dude's professional. He's got this, and this in order. All of his music and all of his rights are in order. It makes you look professional all around.
Right.
Whenever you have certain things like this.
And that's something we haven't touched base on really is the EPK. EPKs play a major role in booking shows, especially the bigger shows and stuff. They're going to ask you, hey, you know, especially like the bigger companies. I don't think Innovation really did that in Toledo, but some of the bigger companies have asked me in the past are festivals. Festivals are big about it. Having an EPK and having it all sorted out right, and having your hits at the top, and you know, your accomplishments, anything.
Yep. And keep that shit on one page.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
What advice would you give, Chad? I think this is like your second time answering, but what other advice would you give an up and coming artist, DJ, anything?
My advice is the same as last week, or Thursday or whatever it was. Don't be a fucking douche.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
I'm serious. You know,
Ultimately,
be fucking humble. You know, listen to the dudes that have been around for 20, 30 years. You know, because the fundamentals of business don't change. You know, we're doing the same thing that Run DMC did like 30 years ago, 40 years ago.
Right.
You know, pounding ground, trying to get to, you know, people to listen to our shit. So, and if you got a big ass fucking head and don't want to listen to anybody, and you think your shit don't stink, somebody's gonna surpass you.
I was very guilty of that at a young age. I'll admit to that fault. And once I dropped that fucking big head, things went a lot faster.
Yep.
Not putting anything above anything, but I just saw progression. You know, with relationships around me.
Yep.
With the relationships around me, once that head went away, and it was like, oh no, I ain't doing a show for under $400. And they're like, oh, what the fuck do I pay you $400 for? Like, I'll bring you a crowd. Well, I have yet to see it. You know, once you can start backing those words up, but even if you can back those words up with that ego, it's still not a good look.
No, it's not. And you know, to elaborate on that, you know, like I said on Thursday, and it goes hand in hand with the whole being humble and don't be a douche statement, is there's 80,000 other motherfuckers that are doing the exact same thing as that we are doing right now, somewhere across the world.
Yep.
You know, they're sitting in their bedroom, they're at a studio, they're sitting at their kitchen table, wherever they write music and record music. You know, so how can you compete?
Right.
You know, and definitely not with a fucking ego. Yeah,
but I think that's contributed a lot to how I've been doing stuff lately personally, with having a new album after not doing shit for 2.5-3 years. I didn't do much. I did the band thing and stuff, but it was all mostly cover songs, my old shit. I basically kind of came to the conclusion of like the Michael Jordan mindset. I read it in a book in like 6th grade. I'm sorry, I don't remember much from back then, but this I do. You know, there's so many people out there working towards this shit. The same goal that you have, the same path that you have. Just always keep in the back of your mind when you think about getting a big head about this shit, somebody out there is working harder than you. When you're sleeping, somebody's working at that.
Yeah.
And so somebody's working to perfect that craft and be better at what you're doing. So getting that big head, that's just going to put you at a standstill for a while with the artist relationships, fellow artist relationships, promoter relationships, everything around you. People don't like that. It's just a bad look. Don't get that big head, especially early on.
Yep.
That's something that a lot of people fail at. And I saw so many ships sink of like young artists who just got started, and then you don't hear about them like 2 years later because they don't see results and they have that big head.
Well, yeah, just being cocky in general. I mean, and overdoing it, because there's a level of you're good at what you're doing at least. That's a generalized thing, which it's good to be confident and whatnot, but don't be cocky. Let it go to your head. That's
Yeah.
one thing that I've tried to push since I started doing music. And when I run into people on the music scene, they're like, "Oh, I'm this, I'm that." It's like you need to humble yourself, man.
Yeah.
And then another big thing, a really big thing is, and we briefly, very, very briefly touched on this last week, Thursday, is we are musicians, yes. We are artists, yes. We are promoters, yes. We are, marketers, yes. I mean, being an artist is you are a fucking business.
Yep.
And there's so much more to it than just going into the studio and recording a super awesome track. There's so much more that goes into this, and there's so many, and this, Cody, maybe next time or 2-3 episodes from now, we can deep dive into this a little more, like the business side of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because like there's so many people that don't look at it as a business.
Yep.
And there's so many ways that you're gonna end up getting screwed. You are gonna get and you have to look at it from like the mindset of Sam Walton and what he did with Walmart. He started as a freaking small ass corner store, and look at what Walmart is today. And we can apply some of those principles into the music business too.
Yep. I feel it. All right, we're at the time for send-offs tonight. I want to say thanks to everybody for joining. This one's been a good one. The last two podcasts have been fucking awesome. You guys contributing, sharing knowledge. So for send-offs, here's what we do. Brody, you can go first. Tell people what you got going on. What you got going on musically? I know you just started production. Let us in on it somewhat and kind of give them a send-off.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, getting in production. I'm learning right now FL Studio, and the reason I chose FL Studio, I chose Studio One by Personas, but I chose FL Studio because that's what other producers around me are using. That way, when I go and meet up with them for a camp, I'm able to collab with them and use the same software they're using, so I can throw a little touch of my music on the music that they're working on. So I'm doing that. And then I'm also trying to get into recording. I've got maybe not even half a song recorded, but at my next session, I think we're going to finish it and record a few more. So, yeah, big, exciting things branching out from just DJing. So,
hell yeah. I'm happy to see you getting to that route, too, because I know you wanted to do that for a very, very long time.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming. So
the cool thing is that you already have the fundamentals of like the DJing mindset.
Yeah, exactly.
Which will come very beneficial when you start producing your own tracks, because then you're gonna know how to start and end the song.
I've been told that I'm doing it backwards. A lot of people start out as an artist and decide they don't want to do it and just settle for being a DJ. But I started off as a DJ. I learned the game. Now I have that behind me to kind of push into the next step.
Yeah. Well, and you got 10 years of music knowledge behind you. And so you already know what the music is supposed to sound like at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can, sell it to the people.
Right. TJaks, what you got going on? I'll let the people know. Send them off.
All right. Man, I got a lot of shit going on, man. I got a lot of shit. I got my birthday bash coming up Friday at the Polish Ostrich. Man, I got like fucking 19, 20 performers. So it should be interesting. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then February 25th, we got the 419 boys. Man, dope up and coming group, man. The Young Cats, man. I know their dad real well. And they just dude came out of nowhere, bro, and just was killing shit. But I got a special guest on that show, fucking Beatbox Jake.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So he reached out to me, man, just like bro up here, and we're gonna get some shit in motion, man. Fucking he sent me some shit, dude, and he's dope. Like, like what? Like who can? That's crazy. I've never met someone that can do some shit like that. Like besides what Bismarcky.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, then we got we got that, and then we got February, March. Okay, March 5th, we got the Fifth Element show. That's gonna be dope. That's gonna be dope. That Gifted's gonna be hosting that one.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's gonna be dope. What's that? I think it's the Street Scholars or something like that show. And then March 25th, we got the Hip Hop Fridays Boom Click edition.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Young Chuck, She Speaks, you know, T Diamond, Untouchable. They're gonna be in that thing, you know what I mean? Shout out Boom Click, Boom. And then April 2nd, I have the Rude Boy, JCW legend, man, hardcore wrestling legend. Been affiliated with Psychopathic for fucking years. Then we got his son, DJ Carlito. He's dope as fuck. He's there. They're coming to do his book signing and whatnot. It's going to be a dope event. Got some performances coming. Yeah, man. That's pretty much it for right now, man. I'm just, I'm working on a little bit of music too myself. So, just trying to. I'm doing all the graphics myself. I'm doing all the booking, all the promote. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot, but you got to do it, man. If you're trying to get to that level to where motherfucking people know the deal. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I'm fucking shit up all 2022, bro. I'm telling you.
Feel that,
man. I promise you.
Jinxx, tell the people what you got going on. Any surprise performances coming up?
Well, got one in like an hour.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to be opening up at a show out in Akron on, I think it's the 18th of February. I'm going to be opening up for one of my really close buddies, Cody Manson and Lux. I'm going to be opening up on
Cody Manson's dope.
He's dope as fuck, dude. I got to chill with him a whole bunch of times.
Yeah, he came to Toledo and he did some shit, man, at this fucking bar that's just run down as fuck, but he still killed it.
Was it Simmons?
Dude, it was on the east side, dude. It was the old Roby's bar. It was the local nickel or something like that.
Oh yeah.
It was a dope show though. It was still a dope show, you know what I mean? But
Yep. He's one person that can really put a performance on. I've got to open up for him a couple times, and he always delivers. I'm gonna be opening up for him. I think it's March 18th, and then April we're gonna be going out to Missouri to go and perform out there and open up for Smoke 'em Records. Go out there and get some business done, see what they're about. I'm working on just a small 12-song album, and I've got a whole bunch of just little singles that I've been working on too. I've got a whole bunch of merch ideas and merch put together. I've got a website up, and I've just been trying to literally get a show set up every at least once a month, and that's pretty much what I've gotten all the way up until April. So,
anything going on April 2nd, motherfucker?
No, nothing April 2nd. I don't know what you mean.
There ain't nothing going on April 2nd.
No, not at all. What are we doing on the 2nd? No, then yes, but the 2nd we do have a gigantic show that's about to go down for the release party, and it's going to be fucking sick. I can't wait.
For who?
I think it's for God, what's his name?
Oh no.
Cody Period.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm gonna boot your ass.
But no, it is gonna be dope as fuck though. That show's gonna be sick. I got a lot of people that are talking about it right now. They've been hitting me up for information and stuff like that. Ready to see it.
Yep. Chad, what you got going on? Anything new? And
So I have to get this out of the way. I feel like the grandpa of the group, but that's a-okay. I'm very grateful that some of you younger cats, don't mind us old guys like jumping on here and giving you a little more insight as to what has transpired over the last 20 or so years.
Yeah.
So I mean, the fundamentals, like I said earlier, the fundamentals don't ever change. It's just the way how we go about it. But and then on top of that, I listen to a lot of hip hop, but I don't produce any hip hop. So again, that makes me stand out a little bit out of the group. I'm more into the EDM hard style kind of thing. So I do have a release coming out on 225, first one in almost a year. I've kind of lost my drive and needed somebody to kick me in the ass, which this podcast actually is the driving force behind it, to get back into it.
Nice.
And then I think, which I owe Brody, actually. I owe him a flyer, which he's going to get here.
Yeah, that better be in my DMs right after the podcast.
I owe him a flyer for a Valentine's thing that we're going to do. And then also a show in March. And that's going to take place at 55. I have some other things that I'm working on, but with my genre, it's very, very hard to break into new markets. A lot of them are
saturated.
No, not saturated. There's a lot of gatekeeping going on.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna say niche.
Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of like Fort Wayne, for example, is really big into EDM and techno and that kind of thing. A lot of dubstep and whatnot down there. Right. But like trying to get into any of them clubs, it's almost impossible because they have like their 20 people that they rotate between all the venues.
Yep.
And, they don't want to let anybody else in.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
It sucks.
I feel it, man. That's hip hop at one point in time. That was me trying to get into the cafe at one point.
Yep.
It comes around. Just stay stagnant on the
I know. You just got to keep pushing. It's all part of the promotion deal. Is just got to, make people want you to be there.
Yep.
Well, tonight I have a little surprise for anybody who's out and about tonight. And I just found out like 3 hours ago that me and Jinxxx will be performing at Flats Pub. If anybody gets a chance to come out, I think we're just doing the one song, but yeah, come on out and have a few drinks and be really
hungover. Everybody get down because it's going to be Agatha Hag and Odious Ones that are also performing too. That's what's going to be the main sets. It's going to be awesome. Me and Cody, we just dropped a song. I think it's a banger. I think it's pretty good. It's called
Dude, have some faith in your music, bro. Come on, man. That shit rocks, dude.
Well, I'll let everybody have their own opinion about it.
Oh, shit. Well, yeah, we're going to sign off for tonight. We're going to go live again next Friday at 10. If any of you guys want to join, we got more open spaces now. And then we get some newer people in here. I know I got THC, Toledo's Highest Criminal. That's
my guy. That's my guy. I was about to say, man, you should get some artists on here, man, to answer questions about some shows. You know what I mean? That they've been a part of,
right?
Whatnot. You know what I mean? That'd be dope. I'm down for that one. I'm down for next Friday, bro. So just send me the link, bro. I'm in there.
Hell yeah! And all you guys are openly invited. Just let me know, and I can get you guys the link, and we'll get her started. But Friday night, next Friday, 10 p.m. Check us out. I haven't came up with the topic yet, but it could be an artist thing. Maybe we could do the horror stories of
Horror stories or horror stories?
it could be a little bit of
Horror stories.
It could be a little bit of both.
Both.
I was gonna say both. Both sounds nice.
Yeah.
I mean, they can both tie in together too.
Yeah.
Yes, they can.
Let me
I'm-
tell you what Cody did in my living room one Christmas Eve.
I'm gonna
Oh,
mute.
Lord.
I'm gonna mute really quick. Never mind.
Anyways, I'm out.
Yep. You guys take it easy, and I'll see everybody at the flats tonight, hopefully.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Peace.
Catch y'all later.